Are we on? Okay. Welcome, everybody, to the Rye-Town Council meeting of September 18th, 2025. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. Heavenly Father, bless this assemblage, grant us the wisdom to make every decision fair-minded and the best interest for all its residents. Amen.
Hope, please call the roll.
Councilperson Pamela Jaffe. Here. Councilperson Jill Axelrod.
Here.
Councilperson Randy Sellier.
Here.
Councilperson Tommy Nardi.
Here.
Thomas Nardi. And Supervisor Gary Zuckerman.
Here. First, the minutes were not attached. I'm going to skip over that. Hopefully, Hope, who has them all prepared but not attached, will attach them and we can briefly read them and approve them. We'll wait till the end, Hope. Comments from the public on non-agenda items? Please come up and state your name.
Hi, good evening. My name is April Gasparino, and longtime Portchester girl. We have family business here. I have a real estate business, so my sons are here. So anyway, a lot of family and friends. I've never spoken at a meeting before, so bear with me. I'm a little nervous. But I do have a couple of questions if you can answer before I make my statement. The first one is regard to the tax bills that, of course, you know went out very late. Who's in charge of getting those tax bills out? Is it the receiver, the assessor?
No, the receiver sends out the tax bills after she gets the warrant from the school district. In this particular case, you're correct, they were late because the school district sent the warrant several weeks after they should have been sent. The warrant was dated in July. They were not sent to the receiver until mid-August, and it takes several weeks. So the burden on that is on the representatives of the school district, not the receiver.
So that would be under the purview of the Board of Education?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you for that answer. Since they went out 2 weeks late, are people going to have grace in paying their bill?
No.
So there's rumors floating around, I don't know if you're aware, that people have up to October 10th to pay the bill without any penalties.
That's misinformation. We checked with counsel for the Association of Towns. It's governed by state law. There's no option for the town to waive penalties. Bills have to be paid by September 30th. If they're not paid by any payment received or postmarked, not received, postmarked, after September 30th, will be subject to the penalty.
Okay.
There's no discretion on the part of the town.
Understood. But in lieu of this rumor going around, a lot of people think about, it would be helpful that it's on the first page of the website on the tax assessors, because the first headline states that the tax bills went out September 12th. And right under that should maybe be a reiteration that taxes are still due by September 30th without fees and penalties.
That may have been amended. If not,
Well, I
it
looked
will be.
today, but it should.
I
It's
had
for
that
people-
discussion. I had this discussion with town staff today about that. So that will be posted on the website. Also, alternative methods of payment. You don't have to wait for your bill. You can go online, get your tax. You can pay it online without penalty.
And as a broker and techie person, I know where to find the bills, so I'm aware. But a lot of the older, mature homeowners
You mean
are
people
not
like?
aware
You mean people like me?
and don't know how.
You mean people like me?
Oh, I didn't say that. I'm sure you know how.
I can't. April, hold on a minute, please. Debbie, I don't see what the point, where you're pointing me. It says,
The main message on the tax receiver's page is the message that says that the 2025 school tax bills are in the mail. Most people have already received them. And in addition to mailing your payment in, you can do any of the following, and we list 4 methods.
Right, I saw all that.
Okay.
But when you say in the mail, they went the 12th, and most people are getting them the 14th or 15th, or depending upon when the post office wants to deliver, right? So
Yeah,
it's
we
at
know
least
that.
2 weeks late, so,
yeah.
okay.
Debbie, take this back, please. Unless nobody wants to see me, but that's okay too.
And my last question is Carla Pugliese running on the ballot in November, or I know she was appointed, or is it going to continue as an appointment, or is she?
No, she's running, she's on the ballot in November for the unexpired term of Nick Mecca.
Okay, so she is running, okay. So, are you aware of the Facebook post,
Am I aware of it?
of the Facebook post by Carla
I-
Pugliese?
Yeah, I'm aware. I was made aware. I don't personally look at Facebook.
Okay, okay. My points, why I'm here, is that this post was very vile and unworthy of the tax receiver. I've known Carla a long time. In fact, I hired her to work in our business years ago as a part-time person. And I know she has a good heart. And she left on her own accord because we hired as a part-time and she wanted full-time work. So no problem, she found full-time work, shook hands. When she was with our company, everything was fine, no problems. I've been Facebook friends with her for a long time, and I understand her leanings. We all have different political views. And if I saw something that she posted and I didn't like it, I scroll on by. And that's what everybody should do, is scroll on by. But as a tax receiver, she's in a different position, and she has to make judgments, judicious judgments on her conduct and her behavior. Now,
Speaking about her conduct or her speech?
her judgment to
Her conduct or her speech?
her speech.
Her speech.
Well,
which
her
is
judgment
protected-
of,
Which is protected by the First Amendment of the Constitution, as is yours.
yes,
And you are welcome to come to a government meeting, as you have,
yes,
and you're welcome to voice your opinion
yes,
on public issues. I will not, however, permit the attack by anybody from the podium on any member of the staff of the town of Rye that is unrelated to her duties as the receiver. You have questioned properly why the bills went out late, and properly you have questioned as to whether it was on her watch or her responsibility, which I have answered those questions. From what I understand, the post that she made was on her own page, which was since taken down, and expressed a point of view that may have been somewhat different from yours. But I do not believe that it warrants any kind of an attack on her or her qualifications to be the receiver of the town of Rye. So, continue.
well, I don't think I'm attacking her. What I'm saying is, as a government official, not just regular person who's posting on Facebook, when you're in the government, you have to conduct yourself at a higher standard. Now, if you're not going to agree with that statement, then I guess we have nothing else to talk about. But if you
I'm not
think,
going to I'm not going to get into an argument with you about personal conduct. She has committed no offense, and she has, in my view, I saw the post, and you and I may have a different view about its effect. We're living in a society today where people of different political views do not attempt to reconcile, they attempt to attack other people. We have seen this recently, just yesterday with the Jimmy Kimmel situation. We've seen it over and over again from people from both sides of the spectrum. I agree with Governor Cox of Utah, who very pointedly said, we need time to reconcile. And I'm not going to sit here and countenance divisive speech. I believe in reconciliation. I believe people need to work together. And as I say, if you're going to attack anybody on the staff for their own personal political views, I'm not going to countenance here. Then this discussion is in fact over.
Well, I wasn't attacking anybody. I was making a statement of what someone had said. And if,
People say all kinds of things,
Okay.
April, they do. I mean,
yeah.
I've seen a lot of stuff that's been bandied around on television, programs on the right, programs on the left. I'm here, sitting up here as a supervisor, to urge reconciliation and to urge people not to attack each other, okay? You may consider what she posted an attack. I think that it was more mild than what your view is, but either way, I just think that it's time for people to
Oh,
tone
I'm sorry,
things-
but for a man
tone
who was
things down.
murdered in front of his family and
Pardon?
children, to call him a white supremacist.
I don't know that I saw that in that post.
I
Okay?
have the screenshot here, sir. Would you like me to read it?
No, I would,
Oh, okay,
okay?
well,
We're not gonna discuss her personal posts.
okay.
Okay, and she's not, I know that there've been calls for her to be discharged. That's not going to happen, okay?
I'm not calling for her
Well,
discharge.
some people have.
I'm calling for her to have more of a judicious judgment on her
Do
behavior.
you think for one moment that I have not spoken to her about this once I became aware of it? Do you
Well,
think I'm the kind of person that would just, when I saw the actions that were attempted to be taken against her, that I wouldn't have a discussion? My personal view, there's too much of this nonsense going on all over Facebook and Instagram, and people need to tone it down, be respectful
oh,
of
I
each other.
agree.
Be respectful of each other.
Exactly, respectful, right.
And seek reconciliation and unity rather than division.
Yeah, that would
Okay.
be nice.
That's my view.
That's.
And I think I can speak for most of this board. I don't know that anybody else has seen this post or the reactions to it. So is that it, April?
No, I just wanted to also to make a comment about the assessor's office. Now, I'm not gonna go into a deep dive here, and I've spent 2 days looking at a lot of things and a lot of numbers. My question to you is, who oversees the assessor? Who looks into his job? Because it's not the controller, because I printed out your flow chart. The controller is actually under the assessor's office. Does anybody ever go back and look at the assessments, the appraisals, and make a dive into what's going on? I have 20 years in real estate, and I've kind of known the trends of what's going on for a long time.
So the answer to that is yes. It is constantly looked at. We have our deputy receivers, also our senior appraiser. We also have an independent firm, Tyler Technologies, that reviews all of the commercials. And we review this on a somewhat constant basis. We subscribe to CoStar and other real estate services. So the assessor's office is well aware of the real estate trends and what the values are.
Well, without naming names, addresses, or anything, and it's right from final assessment for mere things, I could look up tax bills and all of that. some people that are highly connected with the town of either Rye-Town or Portchester have unusually low assessments. Are you aware of that?
No. I know my assessment goes up all the time. So,
What if
the answer to that is no.
okay,
And if you're suggesting that there's some kind of political influence, I would, again, heartily disagree. And I think that is, again, casting aspersions on the assessor and all of the
sir,
people
I'm
in the
talking
tax,
about
in the tax
facts,
office.
numbers. I'm not talking about aspersions or conspiracy theories or anything else.
Whatever your numbers show,
Yes,
I'm sure there could be a difference of opinion as to why the values are what they are. The values are determined by the assessor and his staff in Tyler Technologies.
okay, so
And they,
we're not gonna.
they look into them, and we handle several hundred tax cert cases every year
Mm-hmm.
for people who do object to the values.
I'm aware.
Pardon me?
Tommy's trying to.
Yeah, I can tell you in our neighborhood, where I am, my wife's house on King Street, since those 8 houses went up, my wife's assessment went up $35,500. And I checked with a few other people, and they're all within that same radius of a price, of reassessment of $35,000 or more. So, you know, those 8 houses, they're going for $1 million plus.
Are
And
you,
they bought our,
let me just say, are
No,
are
I'm
you
aware.
questioning the assessments on commercial property or residential property?
Residential properties.
Okay, residential properties are generally based on sales of comparable properties,
Oh, I'm aware.
as opposed to commercials, which are based on income and expense statements.
Right,
Okay?
exactly.
They're looked at very carefully,
I'm not talking
and
about
to tell you the truth,
commercial.
very, very few residential protests that go to the small claims section are upheld. We just had one company withdraw 160 claims because there was no evidence of an incorrect value. So I don't know what you're alleging, but I would suggest this. If you have a problem with the assessments, and by the way, you're not the first person you're the first person publicly at a meeting, I believe, but not the first person that has said, I think these assessments are wrong. Feel free to call the assessor's office. Go over them with them. How did you get this assessment? These are all public records.
I
okay?
know, I
These
have
are
all
all
the
public
records.
records.
I
They're
have
open for discussion.
Right,
And if you know the people, well, you think I was gonna say if they're overassessed, they could file a claim.
right.
If they're underassessed, you can bring evidence to the assessor, and next year it might be rectified or not.
Well, that's my point. I'm not trying to make people have higher assessments that have under assessments. That's not their fault, right? So you don't want to
I'm
say.
sure they're very happy if
Well, I'm sure they're very
underassessed.
happy too, but for instance, I looked at the 2024 sales of Blindbrook Homes last year. The highest 20, I just did 20. Well, the sale price and the assessment price, out of 20, 17 of them had a much lower assessment than the sale price from the year before. If we're going by fair market value, shouldn't those,
A year.
you're right, so that's why I'm saying 2024 sales to 2025 assessment on the school bill, because that's when the new assessment kicks in for the September school bill. So we're talking about from a year to a year and a half between the sale
No,
price.
it'll be on the 24. Is that what you said? It's based on the 24 assessment.
2024 sale price should reflect the 2025 assessment. So for 20 homes, if I add up what they sold for, $32,618,000 they were sold for, and the assessments for those 17 homes add up to $26,093,200. That's a $5 million difference. And that's just a shallow dive into the numbers.
Well, Look, frankly speaking,
But
you
what- so
raise
my-
April, you raise a question
Mm-hmm.
that should be properly brought up with the assessor and his department. Feel free to do that. It's very appropriate for you to do that. I don't think anybody on this board is familiar with the figures that you're just showing,
Right.
but the assessor is the person who's in charge of that and
So
would
if
be
he's,
the one to
okay.
approach.
Can I just make I understand what you're saying,
Uh-huh,
and it's very interesting.
yeah.
And I think if you do, it sounds like you've drilled down in the numbers.
Somewhat.
And I think my suggestion would be, because I know I'm interested, I'm with Gary, my assessment just keeps going up and up every year. We just got it, and seems to be, at least on my little street, pretty much everyone was treated, in terms of percentage, the same. But if you have, I think in addition, I think the most useful thing, since you've raised the issue, if you care about it, the way to, if there's an issue, the way it can be addressed and should be addressed is to prepare something, not only, in my opinion, not only just share it with the assessor, but share it with the board. Because the facts, as you say, the facts are what they are, the numbers are what
Numbers
they
are the
are.
numbers.
It's all public, and if there is an issue, if there's an anomaly or anomalies,
Yeah.
the public should know about it,
Right.
and it should be corrected.
And I certainly don't have
And I don't-
time
and I
to
think
look
that's
at
what-
thousands of homes. Like I said, I looked yesterday for a couple hours and today a couple hours,
Yeah, but-
and more and more I kept looking, the more and more I was
Well, I'll tell you,
very,
I'll tell you this, I know that the Assessors Department and Tyler Technologies look at individual home sales. And they are not only looking at the sale of the home, but the area in which it resides. Randy touched on something very briefly. Taxes won't go up. If everybody's home went up 5% in value, then there's no discrepancy per se, because it's not like one home on the street went up 5% and the other home went up 1%. And it's, oh, but if they all go up in an area the same way.
right.
And the assessment process is designed so that there are sections of the town that are kind of blocked off as areas, and those whole areas are looked at, as opposed to, obviously, let's say, a home in Portchester versus a home in Rye Neck versus a home in Rye Brook.
Exactly.
So some of those go up at different rates than others.
Of
But-
course. But,
April, all I can say is these are looked at, but you're raising a question that is an appropriate question, and we'll be happy to have it looked into.
okay.
And by the way, my little street has 3 houses for sale, and it will be very interesting to see how the ultimate sale prices compare with the assessment.
Right. But you would be surprised of things that I found of homes not having any increase for 3 years in a row for people that are connected. But I'm gonna end it there.
I don't know what the word connected means, okay?
Well-known in town, have a government position, so, but anyway, I thank you for the time. Thank
You're
you for
very
letting me
welcome.
speak.
You're very welcome. Continuing with the comments from the public, I know that Carmen Koenigsberg is here. Pardon me? Koenenbach. Yes, I'm reading it incorrectly. I apologize, Carmen. Please state your name and your affiliation and why you're here.
Okay, my name is Carmen Koenigsbach, and I'm one of the members for Friends of Cooper Park, formerly a president of Friends of Cooper Park. And the reason I'm here is to address some concerns that we've had with issues on the sunken garden. we work diligently to maintain that garden and all the other gardens in the park. And recently, we have encountered several areas that have been disturbed, pulled up, vandalized, however, whatever, word you want to use, but it's really concerning to us because we put a lot of work, a lot of time, and a lot of money into the beautification of that space. And I can imagine why this is happening. So I'm here to know if you have any way that you can address this. I understand that you are looking into a security protocol or infrastructure for that area. So I'm just here to representing the members and the public at large.
Well, the answer to your question is yes, we are looking into that, and I wonder, Vic, do you want to comment on this at all? What your knowledge is about what happened? You don't have to comment if you don't want to.
Really, I'll get up.
Sure.
Hi, Vic Federico, Director of Grounds and Facilities, Manager, Crawford Park. Basically, it's right next to the playground, and I can't say it was kids, but more than likely, children did get in there, but it happened twice. And we are looking into putting security cameras back there. And I don't know what else, can be done for it.
Obviously, we can't have a police officer on duty 24/7 to prevent this, but one of the things we are looking into is putting cameras out there, increased surveillance. We do have cameras, but not in that particular area, and we'll be happy to work with the Friends to determine in other locations that may be appropriate. We're looking in solar-powered cameras, actually, for the African American cemetery, because there's really no electric around there. And we're going to do this. It's very important to us on the council and to the staff that maintains Crawford Park that we don't have vandalism, that the things that are put in there to beautify the park remain to beautify the park. So we honor our partnership with the Friends, and we're looking forward to addressing this issue. And if we find vandalism, whether it's kids or adults, we'll be calling the police department to take care of it.
Thank you for your time.
I was at the park, I was here at the park last night, and I was walking around, and I went by the Sunken Gardens. And the Sunken Gardens, they're really nice. Bobby Marbito's looks nice, the Sunken Garden, where it has the fountain. I saw the fountain was vandalized, because I can see the crack in it.
Twice.
I don't know how many times, because this is the first I saw, it was last night. I didn't know that it was vandalized. We have a bench in memory of my father and my two uncles, and that got vandalized. And we had it, so it is a problem.
It's becoming a problem, and just because of the density of the population that is actually in the park, it's, I think that's the issue. Where it was a passive park, it was less conspicuous, that things were there, they could be pulled out or put in, or addressed, or skateboard on, or what have you. But it's becoming an issue, and I think it's the population in conjunction with the playground, the soccer fields, the concerts, the plethora of things.
The things that are happening at night. It's not happening during the
Right.
day. It's happening at night when nobody's around. There's
Right.
no way, because during the day, there's too many people around. They're not gonna do anything during the day. That's definitely something at night.
Okay, so in that vein, what are you doing with the hours of the park's attendance? Because it used to be where the gate would go down at sundown. The gate is open at all kinds of hours.
The gate is closed, Rick?
Well, I drove there 2 times between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, and I was able to go in and go out.
What I would say is Charlie's on his run through the pier, Ride Town Park, and when he's finished with those, he's on his way back here, and he locks up into his, it's a one-man thing, he's gotta
So that's what Vic is saying, our caretaker not only takes care of Crawford Park, goes to Rye-Town Park, and he goes to the pier. So he makes that run every night and sometimes does not get back till close to midnight, and checks on all the facilities and does a wonderful job. So we'll keep an eye on and see what we could do. Okay?
Great. Well, thank you for your time.
You're very welcome. Thank you for coming. Our next item, I know Michelle has been waiting. This usually does not take so long. Michelle Goldberg, Goodman, see, twice I did that.
Do you want me to go up to the mic?
Michelle, thank you. This is a presentation and resolution in support of the Intermunicipal Airport Master Plan Task Force recommendations. Michelle, thank you for coming. Introduce yourself. Tell us about the task force and what we're doing.
Well, thank you. So I'm Michelle Goodman. I'm a Town of Rye resident. And January of 2024, Supervisor Zuckerman invited me to participate in this Intermunicipal Airport Master Plan Task Force. And I said, what? And I said, okay, I'm a Town of Rye resident. I've lived here for 11 years. I love Westchester County Airport. It's so close to us. But I also deal with the impacts of Westchester County Airport. The planes fly over my house all the time. I'm dealing with the noise. My kids sit on the floor of Westchester County Airport every time we try to fly out of there because there's not enough seating. And I said, wow, this is a great opportunity for me to be a part of crafting what the airport is and becomes. So I joined the task force in January of 2024, and we've been meeting ever since. And our goal was 2 items. One was to draft a position paper to endorse the airport master plan and be a supplement to that. And the other was to come up with a renewal for the terminal use agreement. So last July, the task force presented to each of the municipalities the terminal use agreement update, and the Town of Rye approved it along with the other municipalities involved. So the other towns involved are Rybrook, Greenwich, North Castle, Newcastle, Rye City, and Portchester. So all the towns are neighboring the airport, and they all sent representatives to the task force. So the first part, like I mentioned, was the terminal use agreement. And since that point, this past year, we've been working on an addendum to the master plan. And I think that's been sent to all of you, correct? Everyone has a copy of that. And what the task force is looking for is for each municipality to approve this add-on to the master plan. And anyone here could see the master plan addendum. It's on the Rybrook website, and it also has position papers. So over the last year, we've written 8 position papers, and they're all factors that each of us care about. There are noise, airport customer experience, that's the one I actually worked on, stormwater basins, traffic impact, groundwater, fixed-based operators, air pollution, and the biggest one, which is mentioned in all the position papers, reaffirming the longstanding policy of no airport expansion. So we all want the airport to be better, but we don't want it to become another LaGuardia Airport here in Westchester County. So all the members of the task force agreed on that. So the next step is for the Town of Rye to approve the resolution of this master plan addendum that mentions those 8 points. And then the goal is for all the municipalities to approve it. It's been approved by everyone. We're waiting on Town of Rye Greenwich and North Castle right now. All the others have approved it. And then the goal is to present it to Westchester County. So basically, it's the voice of the residents saying what we want for the airport and, you know, what's best for us as people who live here. So that's,
Comprehensive. When you have your meetings, do you have any representatives from the county administration attend as ex officio or observers?
we haven't thus far, but we'd like to get in front of them. And there is one other thing I want to mention. There was a recent article in the local newspaper, and I'll leave this with you, and you could share it with everyone. It's, I could send you a digital copy of it. So basically, one of the things, a lawsuit was just lost by Westchester County, and this is about the fixed-based operators. So 80% of the flights that fly into Westchester Airport are private planes. So, you know, most of us know about the regular airlines, but 80% is private planes. Well, they've been always limited to 9 seats on those planes. Now, this lawsuit is in favor of the plane operators, and now the flights can be any size. So we all should pay attention to this, because this is going to affect air quality. This is going to affect pollution. So I just want to, you know, mention it here in the meeting that this is a factor that
Is the lawsuit brought by Westchester County to halt the expansion of the size of the planes?
No, the plane operators brought it on.
The operators brought
Yes,
it
to
to
say-
eliminate the size.
Eliminate the
Okay.
size, correct.
Thank you.
So we all should pay attention to that.
In what court was that?
Originally, it was in county court, but they had fought the lawsuit and they won. So originally, they were restricted 7 years ago, and since then, they've been fighting in state court, and it was just overturned. So in their favor, in the plane operators' favor. So
I'm surprised they brought it in state court. Randy? What do you think? As
That's
our-
what
as
I
our
was
chief
told.
litigator on the board.
that's what I was told. So
Is it currently in an appellate court, or?
no, I mean it was appealed. So I guess it was in maybe a state appellate court. But it was appealed. So, so now we don't know what's going to happen. This article was just written September 15th, and that's how everyone on the task force found out about it. So it's just something added on. I just wanted to mention that.
The county has been battling on different levels with the fixed base operators in terms of their terminals, like with Millionaire, and prior to that with Signature.
Yeah,
dealing
there's
with-
about 5 different fixed-based
Yeah.
operators there.
so-
Do they still have a
Tommy?
curfew?
Yes.
Well, yeah, they do,
But-
but it's getting shorter and shorter, the curfew. I think it's 6 a.m. and midnight.
No, because I hear them come all
Right,
hours of the
so,
night. These
yeah.
don't-
It's getting-
Yeah, they can't enforce it.
They ask nicely, and that's it.
And
Some surface-to-air missiles?
All right, Michelle, thank you. Before we go on, questions from any members of the board, please?
yeah, I was just like, with the curfew now, the curfew, that goes for all, I know there's supposed to be a curfew, so-called curfew, but does that go for all is it just the commercial, or is that the private as well?
We have somebody here who knows about the curfew, so.
Are you going to introduce Debbie?
Hi, I'm Debbie Friedman, and I'm a local resident. The curfew is voluntary. Based on the FAA, we cannot mandate a curfew, so it is a voluntary curfew. The county does what they can to encourage people to follow the curfew, and to encourage the operators to follow the curfew.
So
And
there's no fine for them if they come after 11, 12,
They are not
1, 2?
allowed to, by federal law, to enforce a curfew. So it is voluntary, and all of the operators try to
Not all.
They try to encourage, the county does whatever they can to
Yeah.
encourage them to follow and to be good partners and good community members as far as that goes. And I believe this lawsuit was, the private charter companies were bringing in larger planes with more than those 9 people. And the county was saying, no, if you've got 12 or 15 people on one of these chartered planes, they need to go through the terminal. That was what they were trying to say. And this most recent case that was just lost sided with the operators and not with the county.
Okay.
So that was really what they were doing is, if you're doing a charter plane and bringing 15 people in, they should be going through the terminal like commercial flights. And that's this most recent.
Basically, it's an
decision.
attempt to reclassify those flights as commercial rather than FBO.
Right, or just to make them part of that,
Yeah.
the agreement that they have to go through the terminal and security and everything else, because private operators don't have the same protocols that you
And
do with a commercial
also,
flight.
that would affect the terminal use agreement in terms of the number of passengers per,
Yes.
per half
Right.
hour,
Right, for half hour,
240.
you're over. Yeah. So you have a limit on the number of passengers. So really, yeah, they want to go to the main, they might have to go to the main terminal, but there's no room in the main terminal for any additional flights. I mean, it's at capacity now.
The fixed-base operators said that their entire business model is based on the fact that when you pay us all this money, you don't have to go through the terminal. So, in effect, that would, and also in the article, county attorney, Westchester County Attorney John Nolan said they are not going, the county is not going to appeal the decision by the Court of Appeal. So,
All right. I'll just make a brief announcement that the 2 ladies who just spoke, Debbie and Jill, both work for the Board of Legislators in the county, so they do have some knowledge of all of this.
Can I just ask Michelle one question, which is you mentioned all of the municipalities that are participating on your committee. I noticed Harrison wasn't on the list. Are they part of the committee?
They are not.
Is that a surprise to you? All right. Michelle, thank you so much. We have a motion, we're going to have a motion from somebody.
I will make the motion.
I will second.
Thank you. Please call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Could I just make one comment before we vote?
Of
I want to thank you and the other members, the incredible amount of work that went in. I mean, these people are not just people who are concerned, they have an incredible depth and breadth of knowledge about the issues surrounding the airport. The document is, that was given to us is so thorough. It's very well researched. It's really to be lauded because it took a lot of time and effort, and people gave that time and effort, and I hope it will be considered accordingly because it's really worthwhile. So I just wanted to put that out there.
I-
Yeah.
And
A lot of time and effort.
Yes.
Thanks.
I echo that sentiment. I think we all do. Anybody who reads this document that we are about to vote on has to be impressed, not just by the number of words, but because of the depth of
Yes.
thought that went into all of this, all of the issues that you have raised. We've been discussing, I've been involved in airport issues since I moved here and in the late 80s. The first time I became aware of it was when the airport tried to put landing lights on one of the runways. And the village of Rybrook went up in arms against it, as did others, and the landing lights never got it. So, because it would have allowed nighttime landings that were not permitted. And so I've been aware of these issues to a greater or lesser extent, but I must say, not to the extent that this report outlines. This is an absolutely brilliant, well-thought-out document, and you and all the other members are to be congratulated for bringing this forward.
Thank you. I'll definitely share that with everybody. They'll appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And again, so I'll make the motion, and I hope
I second, thank you.
Please call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Councilperson Jaffe?
Yep.
Councilperson Axelrod?
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer?
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi?
Yes.
And Supervisor Zuckerman?
Yes. Now, the rest of the thank you. You're welcome to stay and listen to the rest. I guarantee we're
But you're not mandated, it's voluntary.
mandated. Someday you may want to run for the council, who knows?
Sure.
Next item is a resolution to set the date to hold a public hearing to consider a local law regarding the residency for the office of the town controller. Hope, when you get a chance, change the heading in here to what we had discussed. I just told Dave I would have to break some news because we're voting on this. Our current comptroller, who's been here for a number of years, long before me, not as long as Hope, long before me, thinks that he's going to retire. I'm trying to talk him out of it, but he thinks he may retire. So we are going to conduct a search for his replacement. The council is aware of this, that this is going to happen, and we're in normally under state law, the controller, the appointed controller must be a resident of the town. However, we are permitted by local law to expand the residency requirements, and that is what we'll do so that we can cast a wider net. Hopefully, we will have a town resident who will fit our qualifications, but if not, perhaps somebody from another community in Westchester or possibly Putnam might be the one to fit the bill. So this is just a resolution to call for a public hearing at our regular monthly meeting on October the 16th, 2025. If nobody has a question, I have a motion and a second.
I'll second. And I want to say that this is only, we're not moving to approve him leaving,
No,
but
not
just
at all.
that we're up for a vote, I don't know. But anyway.
Davey, you're
I will
breaking our hearts.
second this motion for the resolution.
Right, Jill made the motion second?
No, Pam made the motion and I just.
Okay, please call the roll.
Councilperson Jaffe?
Yeah.
Councilperson Axelrod?
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer?
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi?
Yes.
And Supervisor Zuckerman?
Yes. Our next item is a resolution authorizing the submission of a grant to New York State Department of Parks for essentially a stormwater management plan for Rye-Town Park. The history of this is that, as many of you know, the town is one of the owners of the park and funds 60% of the capital improvements. And we go back and forth as to whether an application is going to be submitted by the Park Commission or by the town. In this case, it's the town because we already have an application pending before the County of Westchester Stormwater Management Fund, which would fund 50% of the cost. Similarly, we have a grant application before the State of New York Environmental Facilities Corporation called the GRG grant, which would fund, I don't remember how much, also, I think 80% or 90% of it. I'm not sure, but either way, that's also there. This grant will fund 80% of the cost. So if
So
we,
ideally, we'll be funding 175%.
ideally, the
Like
answer is
Zero
yes.
Mostel.
That's exactly correct. I don't know if any
Producers.
the producers, I don't know if everybody got that reference.
Dear.
But the idea is
The funniest
obviously,
movie ever made, The Producers.
obviously, if we get more than one grant, we're not gonna be permitted to put money in our pockets. But we will, however, hopefully eliminate the need for a local match. And since the, project is over $3 million, that is a lot of money. In fact, the project is estimated at $3,495,000. So, I think it's safe to say that we need more than one grant in order to fund this project. And this has been designed by AI, formerly Dalford Engineers. And basically, it's the same project that we've been applying for, so we're not gonna re-engineer this. This is under the SWIMS program, statewide investment in more swimming. And just a bit of a background, it's supposedly funding mostly swimming pools. And the question was, well, can we fund at the beach? And we researched, it was a UW or it was Sarah researched it and found that,
We looked at the first round of grants, and the only beach that was funded for a project like this.
right, in Kingston. Right, Kingston.
I don't remember that
Yeah,
part.
I remember that. To fund a project that prevented water from killing the beach. So that's why we're applying for this. Any questions? None? Motion,
My question is,
your time has passed for the question.
it's a quick one.
Okay.
So this is gonna go out to a fields, right? They're gonna make like fields for the water disperse?
No.
No?
Pipes. Part of it is duck lighting,
Okay.
daylighting the duck pond, but most of it is running pipes from the duck pond to the water.
If I may.
Go,
The
Deb.
project captures the stormwater runoff from the neighborhood.
Yes.
And rather allowing it to run directly into the duck pond, it catches that water and will redirect it over to Dearborn and connect in with the stormwater.
Stormwater
The
main.
stormwater drain that goes
Right.
out.
Okay, so it's
the
not
pier.
going into like fields, it's gonna connect into the storm, okay.
Correct. And the reason we have so much water, aside from the normal, climate change reasons, is that the water that we're capturing, the duck pond can capture the water from the park itself.
Yeah.
But water from the city of Rye Forest Avenue, flows into the duck pond and overwhelms it. And that's why the water runs through the,
And you
through
also
the
have,
duct.
and you also have a lot of ledge out there.
Yeah,
You have a lot of ledge, so the water has nowhere to go once you go into the fields.
that's correct.
Okay.
And
Very
that's what
good.
the project is,
Okay.
$3.5 million. Motion and a second, please.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Hope, call the roll.
Councilperson Jaffe?
Yep.
Councilperson Axelrod?
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer?
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi?
Yes.
And Supervisor Zuckerman?
Yes. Resolution to declare certain electronic equipment as surplus. Debbie, what is this about? We can't just throw things out, we have to have a resolution saying surplus.
Right, as you'll see from the backup on this resolution, we have a great deal of equipment which is completely useless and outdated, can't be supported by the software any longer, and we've been replacing it over the last year, and now it is time to get rid of that equipment properly.
Even though this stuff is outdated for us, is like there an elementary school that might be able to use some of this stuff?
You know, we're declaring it surplus. I would be more than happy to explore that. Honestly, the town of Rye has a long history of using its equipment until it is really and truly all washed up. So,
I'm just thinking that maybe for younger kids, even though it's outdated, just so they can get the basics of using a laptop or a computer. Because naturally for the town, it's outdated and it's used its life. But maybe being wiped out, it might be useful for elementary or, children of that age.
you know, a great thing about a list is that we can send it out to the schools if they're interested. That would be delicious. Yeah.
Tommy, I was wondering, and that is a great idea. You can call some of the not-for-profits like the Carver Center, right? And the
Sure.
school districts, if they can use any of the equipment, it's theirs.
Yeah.
I'll ask the Salvation
For-
Army also.
You have to
that's a
get
wonderful idea.
Salvation Army.
Yeah.
right? We have to let's set a $1 price on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the resolution says sell at auction or otherwise dispose of.
Right, so
So
you have
I
the
think in
option.
the,
Right.
I think in Debbie's discretion, you can, if somebody wants it, if, you don't need to. If it's truly, in your view, not worth bothering to set a price, you can give it away, I think.
Yep.
According to the terms of this resolution.
Yeah. Well, I think that from a public interest perspective, a community perspective, it is a wiser decision to give it to a worthy cause.
Right.
Repurpose it.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Did we vote?
Especially some of them have, after-school programs for younger children.
Yep.
Did we vote?
No, we did not vote yet.
Not for the surplus.
Did we have a motion? and second?
No, but I'll make the motion.
That's because
Yeah,
Tommy interrupted the train.
I interrupted the chain, yes, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I had to get that thought in.
That was a good thought.
All in favor?
We're gonna do that. Okay, motion in a second?
We did that.
We did that.
Okay.
Tommy, you did.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Next one, Soul Riders request to tie the town pink, meaning tie the park pink. We do this every year for Soul Riders, which is a charitable organization dedicated to cancer survivors. And they, usually, they come through. I know that we passed a resolution at the Rytown Park Commission to tie Rytown Park pink, and we're gonna tie Crawford Park pink. And just as an announcement, people who wish to support Soul Riders in their mission, you can buy the ribbons. Last year was, I think, $25 or something like that, and you can tie a ribbon on a tree in your house or on the telephone pole, which I like to do every year.
They're a fantastic organization.
Yeah, excellent.
They're a really good organization.
Okay,
And
motion,
the ribbons are $30 this year, and there's 2 weeks left to order them. So,
$30,
$30, 2 weeks
raised
left.
it by $5. Okay,
And they're biodegradable, which we
They are.
asked them to do, so it's worth the $5.
it is,
It is.
it is.
Well worth the money.
Okay.
Thank you for that information. Do we have?
I'll
vote?
make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that ends our resolutions. Oh, except for one.
Well, those are the minutes, yeah.
The
if you can
minutes.
look them over
Oh, we got
real
the
quick.
minutes?
Let's just take 1 minute to look at it, see if there are any mistakes.
1 minute to look at the minutes.
1 minute.
If we can get through the minutes in 1 minute?
Yes.
Yeah, then we were not doing our jobs right.
Well, since we don't have a lot of discussion in the minutes, it's all the motions, et cetera, as is required by the state law. Okay. I have a motion, I have read the minutes.
I so moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hope you'll put the minutes when you get a chance in the agenda package on the computer, and we'll take care of that. Okay. Reports. Number one, Crawford Park Monthly Report. Do we have one?
We do.
If you don't want to give it, it's okay.
We have a reporter?
She is? Hi.
Hello, Candy. Introduce your monthly report.
Okay, so I have, August report for Crawford Park. I can speak louder.
That's
I have no problem.
close as it is.
We can hear you fine.
Okay, no problem. So for August of this year, we've made, 133,627 in gross, and waived. We have waived 103 with, 103,000 with $18. From last year, the gross was less than it is this year, and for waived, For this year, it's lower than last year.
Let me interrupt you for people not understanding. We waive fees for municipalities
Correct.
and school districts. So when the waive fee goes down, that means we sacrifice less revenue.
Correct.
You can see it's almost an equal swap out to gain revenue, which is nice.
Okay. That was my statement.
Okay. And then from this year, we have as events, we've had 589 compared to last year, which was 460. And then here is the breakdown from private events from residents that use our venue to non-resident. Municipalities, which would be like Board of Elections, baseball on the fields, and teacher meetings, and for camp during the summer as well. And then how many public events we've had so far as of August. And then the breakdown of the programs that we have here at Crawford. Usually it's on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. But then for Pitch Gladiator, which is soccer, they're usually on the fields Monday through Sunday, pretty much 7 days a week. And then for the events that are still pending are, we still have for September, the car show this weekend on Sunday, which is at 10. And then after that, not next week, but the following week, we have a movie. And then we have our last concert, which is Funk Salsa Urban. And then we have our Trunk or Treat with the movie night right after, followed by the Holiday Lights. And then we have the Westchester Philharmonic coming back next year. So those are the dates. And
The movie on Halloween is The Addams Family. I mean, that was a perfect choice.
and then this is the flyer for the car show. And
Up to you. Let Tommy talk about the car show.
Okay, the car show is gonna be on Sunday. Registration will be at 9 AM. Spectators can come in at 10. We got over 100 trophies. We're hoping for a lot of cars. It's $15 if you register online. If not the day of the show, it's $20. We're gonna have
That's for
food.
the cars.
That's
not
for the cars.
people.
Spectators are free. Spectators don't pay anything. It's only for if you're having a car that you want to have judged, if you want to show. It's $15 online, $20 day of the show. 9 o'clock registration. At 1 p.m. Judging is going to be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you come after 1 p.m., you're still going to pay the $20 registration fee, but you will not be getting your car judged. Or hopefully we'll start getting the trophies out around 3 p.m. We got food trucks. We got, I believe we have somebody gonna have selling like little model cars. We're gonna have pastries, breakfast. It's gonna be a really fun time and a really good show. So please come out and support it.
Thank you. Continue.
And the last slide has the trunk or treat with the movie night, and then our holiday lights. And I have a few slides here from our culinary class that we had on Tuesday. They went to the garden and picked out our tomatoes, basil. They got the eggplant that we had still out on the garden. And the last slide is of Renana. She is the fiddlehead instructor.
Hi everyone, this is Renana from Fiddleheads Cooking Studio. I'm in Crawford Mansion today, harvesting some beautiful vegetables and herbs. I'm here at the Culinary Teaching Garden, and it's time to harvest today. First, we're gonna leave some vegetable for our students to come and pick when classes start. But there's such beautiful tomatoes, eggplants, zucchini, cucumbers that must be collected today. We have some beautiful eggplants hiding in there. I'm trying to find some of the zucchini that are hiding. Here's one. Can't wait for the kids to come in here and search for the vegetables that are ready to be picked. I'm headed over to the tomato garden. So many beautiful ripe tomatoes. You can already imagine how the kids are gonna walk in here and get excited to pick all these. I have everything loaded up and ready to go to the kitchen and start cooking.
That's great.
Please say she's insured to drive the gator.
Let you drive it.
I know, and I told you not to let her drive it, so.
That it, Candy?
That's it.
Thank you very much. Excellent report.
I just want to mention one more thing about with the car show. We're going to have a 50-50 raffle, and the proceeds of the raffle, of course, person will get half, and the other half is going to the Friends of Crawford Park. So it's going to go to a worthwhile cause. So we really like to see everybody out there, and then bring your kids. They'll have a blast.
Vic, do you have anything to add, Mr. Director of Grounds?
She covered it all.
Okay, thank you. Moving on, finance report, anything? Yes, I saw it. I read the report. Thank you, David. I know that during the public comment period, questions were raised about the school tax that is now in collection. I would just like to say there are several methods of payment. Carla is not with us this evening. You want to? I know what they are, but I'll use a crib sheet since I already made 2 mistakes today with names. Pay your taxes, obviously you can mail it in. If you insist on writing a check and not mailing it, you can drop it in the lockbox in front of Town Hall or Village Hall, whichever you choose to call it. And you can actually pay online, which is probably the easiest thing to do. If you're in any way computer savvy, you don't have to be really computer savvy, but it's very easy to go on the Town of Rye website and pay your taxes. Or you can visit the town office and visit Hope and Hope and Carla and all the people there who will be happy to help you.
I don't know why Francis in the Dropbox in the front, you said.
I said the
Yeah,
Dropbox.
okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Although we have an app for that too. You can pay your taxes through the app, the town app.
The town app, okay. Do I have the town app? I should have. Yeah, I must have. Of course I do. Town attorney, do you have any report?
No report at this time. Approved.
Your report is definitely approved. And town clerk's report has been submitted.
Yes,
Thank you.
it was submitted.
It's in the agenda.
I forgot to
And
load the minutes, so my
that's
report
true.
is submitted.
Comments from council persons? Anybody have anything to say?
I'll say one more thing, and then I'll be quiet. Crawford Park, you got a lot of stuff still coming up before the cold weather comes. Go online, take a look what you know, what you can make, and the park is for you guys, and please use it. And that's all I have to say.
Randy? Jill? Pam?
Trying to get my daughter to join the Zanuck Choir. So if you see me looking elsewhere, it's me saying, sign up, sign up, sign up. Sing at Crawford.
I only have one thing to say. In the Jewish religion, this is High Holy Day season, and those who celebrate with me and everyone, I hope you have a very, very happy holiday season, and if you're fasting, an easy fast. So, with that, I have a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. You wanted 7:30, Randy?